welcome to Wellness Issues. I'm your host, Chris Sylvain, and that is right. There's nothing, absolutely nothing that our God cannot do. That we know that this is an awesome day because we are alive and God is alive. He's a living God. We're so excited. Wellness Issues, health of the mind, body, and spirit. And we want to be all that God has called us to be. We want to be healthy in our thinking, our mind, fill our minds with positive and truthful things. We want to fill our spirits with the truth of God, and our bodies. We want to work them, and take only what will benefit us nutritionally and environmentally and literally to exercise them to make sure we get a good sweat out. Anyway, but we're excited today. Believe me, I cannot be more honored and excited. Just an awesome day. And we have a great guest in the house. Believe me, a person that I've admired and been able to read and see so much of her writing and work throughout. And there's just so much more that we have not been able to experience. But I think the city needs to congratulate. If we had a day that we can do a congratulations, that would be something. Wellness Issues needs to do a day that we congratulate. But we have to congratulate. We have Miss Beverly McKenna in the studio today. Welcome, Miss McKenna. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Great.
Glad to be here.
Well, awesome. That's right. The publisher of the Tribune, the New Orleans Tribune. You can catch it on the web or pick it up at so many places throughout the city. And not just that, we have the 2 museums. We have so many things going on. If you can kind of give us a little background to some of these things, and then also a new project, Bayou Road, I understand.
Again, thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here and to share with you really a 30-year history. We are coming up on a milestone date in our timeline. We started the Tribune November of 1985. So it's been a long, arduous journey, but we are proud of being able to survive, number one, being in business, being a media business. And we would like to think that we've made a contribution to the lives of our people in this city.
Yes, you have. Tremendous. And it's blessed my life particularly, and I think the entire city. Because we're at a critical juncture now. You know, we have the Black Lives Matter movement and the city just trying to move forward. Everything. But we're finding out, you know, and this show has been dedicated, Wellness Issues, we've been dedicated to mass incarceration, but we're recognizing immediately that we can jump up and down, run to Baton Rouge, we can have bus loads to go up there to push legislators and, go to City Hall, and we can do a whole lot. But as broke as we are as a community, we're fooling ourselves to think that we can move the needle until we can build the economy of the community. And you have been forward 100% pushing this more than anything, not just through the Tribune, but I would say the data source of the Black Book. It's been your push.
Yeah, that's been one of the primary messages that we have been delivering or we've been putting out there for 30 years in the paper, number one. Highlighting black businesses, letting our community know who's out there. What they are doing, the services that they provide, and on one hand. And then on the other, encouraging our vast population to support those black businesses. It's just so sad, and I think we as a community suffer a great deal. Nationwide, it's well documented that black people spend $1.1 trillion a year. That's how much money comes through our wallets, our pocketbooks, our bank accounts. But what we spend with our own is paltry. It's paltry. And I think it's a sad commentary on us. I think it's directly related to why we're always in this position of asking, of hands out. And I think we just have to encourage our people, to inform them to empower our community by encouraging them to spend with their own. to spend with black businesses. And there's nothing. People will ask you, or some people trying to twist your message, say that it's racist. Ridiculous. That's ridiculous. No other community says that. Would even try to put that overlay on a message. We talk about buy local. You see who's serving people in a Vietnamese restaurant. The Jewish people, long history of coming in, starting their own businesses, supporting them, making money, moving up. The Arabs, on and on. We are the only people, for whatever reason, that haven't made that part of our method of operation.
In truth, because 30 years, we're not just looking at coming out the 60s, 70s, throughout the Black Power movement and so forth. That had a little bump in it, but we're seeing a whole nother generation that have not moved any further. Over these 30 years, do you think we've gone backwards? My thinking is that we're backed up a little bit on our support of black businesses.
Well, I would tend to agree, not only in black businesses, but in so many other ways. And one thing that's very sad to me, I've been at this paper for 30 years, and I find that we are fighting, dealing with, discussing, writing about many of the same issues that we've been writing about for 30 years. So I'm not saying that to be totally cynical or pessimistic, but I don't think we have advanced to the point where we could have, had we been a little bit more conscious in what we do, how we deal with each other, how we have gone about building a community.
But unless we diagnose a problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no sense coming up with a solution if we're, our heads are in the sand thinking that everything's all right. And you talked about it with the schools. I mean, look, all throughout, if we keep saying things are going great, when we know you stick that thermometer in and we have a fever near death, fooling ourselves to think that we're healthy is just ludicrous.
Education is a perfect example. This is a problem, and education is, again, in addition to economics and education, I think those are the two most important anchors, bedrocks, around which we need to coalesce. Educating our young people, educating ourselves. And we see us regressing. People coming into our community just determining they want our schools, privatizing public education, people who have not, because they see it as they're profiteers. The gentleman from New York, former mayor Bloomberg, came in during the last Bessie election, funded, campaign with a candidate whose issues are really directly opposed, in my opinion, to what we need to be about in this community. Sure, the public schools have not been the best, but you ask yourself why. They were underfunded.
Right.
You can drive down any street over these last 30, 40 years. You can tell the schools that were designated for black children. We always get the leftovers.
Right.
And then they wonder why. That's one thing. So schools, education, and then the economics and money. We need to direct attention to both of those.
Money makes it work. Well, let's look at this. Historically, though we've had, have there been any successes into, I call it access to capital? Because, just looking at the paper this morning, the Federal Reserve chairman said that looking at raising interest rates. Okay, interesting. Okay, because they kept them so low, Fed funds rate for so low, because they knew it would kill the economy if they raised interest rates. But that's our economy, the black economy, doesn't work like the white economy or the broader community's economy. If lowering interest rates work for the broader economy, an economic stimulus, well, we need an economic stimulus in our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Access to, I think a lot of this, we've been behind the eight ball for so long. There's an interesting story that I tell at the museum, well documented. In 1833, there was Bank of Louisiana, that Citizens Bank of Louisiana, large bank here at the time, but they passed an edict or regulation, 1833, that prohibited people of color from owning stock in the banks. Why? And it's stated because they were becoming too wealthy and too influential. 1833. Now, do you see how those kind of policies put in place, how they affect, carry down, poison, impede our progress as a people over 100 years?
I can tell you as a business person, in the retail industry, we're fighting against big boys who are trying to kill us.
Absolutely.
They don't play. I mean, they're literally, they will fight for every penny. Mm-hmm. Nobody gets a pass. Our black businesses in the black book, none of them get a pass because they're black. The competition they're going up against, somebody else wants that dollar, and they're willing to snatch it.
And there's a saying that I think was Jesse Jackson, this isn't original to me, who said this 30 years ago, but nobody's going to save us but us. We know that. You've made a very valid point. Not only are they not going to save us, if they see you progressing, right. Going back to 1833, there was a group of people, very progressive, hardworking, persevering group of people right here in New Orleans, who had invested heavily in real estate, retail. They were making an impact on every area of civic, social, business life in the community. But because they were making too much progress, they became a threat. And I think that kind of attitude carries down today. It's not, I don't know what to say.
But it's, to me, though, because you've been pushing this, and, again, and we have to recognize, and people have to recognize what's going on. The Black Book has been it's been like a movement in and of itself, that it is the data sources where people can grab, because everybody, you just put everybody in, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. We put that in. People don't pay for their directory listings. Right. We do that as a service to the community, to inform the general public on one hand, and then to help solidify, support the businesses themselves. So we've been publishing the Black Book now, I think, for 19 years, putting it out there, encouraging. Last year we started a campaign with you all right here at BOK, Liberty Bank. We came together and started what we called the Missing Piece campaign, again, to put this on the forefront of people's minds. Mm-hmm. It's important to spend money with your own. The fact that money circulates in our community doesn't circulate
6 hours.
6 hours. 6 hours, right.
Yeah.
Pitiful.
Yeah.
That to make that just in the forefront of people, that make them think about it, the importance of spending money with their own. If we spend money, black businesses, small businesses hire their own. We are the ones who contribute to charities, charitable causes in our own communities. So we support in our own communities. We do jobs. So many things that we do. We train. I know at the Tribune we have interns. Starting out 30 years ago, when the bigger paper, the daily paper, was only taking the 8A student journalism for interns, we had 10 interns. That's a lot of interns at one time. But we saw that as part of our mission, to help train young black budding journalists, people who were interested in the field. So there's so many things that we do. Not to mention we employ, the others that we employ. So.
But don't get weary in well doing. It's that because the answer is simple. I say it all day long. It's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. It's just that the philosophy and the thinking we have to get the message out to the black community. And in fact, the white community, if they're smart, they should support black business. The Asian community should, instead of putting money in the police department, put money in the black business. It's real simple. You know, and don't give it to the jail, give it to the businesses. So, of getting the message out, and that's why it's so key. You've been pushing it out with the Tribune, the Black Book, and so forth. But we need help. I mean, we need an entire community to simplistically just find out how many times they put their dollar in a black business and have more people saying this other than BOK. YLD needs to say it, and all these other stations, and everybody needs to be collectively just saying support black businesses. It's real simple. And then black businesses, people will be happy to open them up because then you have people that want to shop with them.
Exactly.
How do we do that?
Well, one thing, we're launching next week an app. We're taking the Black Book, another step, making it more attractive to young people, the people who are, or people who are a little bit more technologically sophisticated, to make the businesses accessible information in the palm of your hand on your phones. So you're looking for a travel agency. You go to the Black Book, punch in travel, and there it will be. So to make it easy for people, I think that's one way we're trying to help.
Okay.
I know you all talk about it all the time here, your Small Business Thursdays, pushing it. We need the help of the churches. A lot of money goes through our black churches. The churches have been important, the most important independent institution in the black community forever.
That's right.
A lot of money comes through the churches. But to have them pushing it, pushing it too, or they have their congregations, through our organizations, and then also just being good examples. Wow. Sometimes you go to these meetings, or we go to some of the organizations who host the big meetings. We're so proud and so happy to be able to take thousands of dollars to spend them with other people. And I think when we have the opportunity to spend them with African American owned businesses, we are very remiss if we don't. But somehow it's better if we go uptown to spend $25,000, or if we, I don't know, it's just the way we think. We've been brainwashed, and we've done a very good job in boycotting our own businesses.
That was a critical statement you made, that literally we boycott our own. We expect more, we give less.
Exactly.
Yeah, literally. Slavery did a good job on
Did
us.
a good job. Did a very, very good job. Somehow we think that's better, going over there to spend our money, or it validates us if we're able to
do that. Now, but you said the plan is very, very solid. I believe that as a business people, we see opportunity because, but I don't see it. Let me get your thoughts on this. I don't see it without a philosophical change about the value of black people. I think within the message of Buy Black, all right, black businesses, Buy Black, it has some kind of way it has to be included, particularly for the people to receive it, to say that you should be proud of being black. You should be happy about going, and we're going to call you out and hold you accountable if you're not supporting. Like people, like in other words, we're jumping on people if they don't vote. But I think we need to be jumping on them just as much if they are not one. It doesn't have to be 100%. That doesn't mean you can't go to McDonald's. You know what I mean? That type of thing. But at least where
you can, where you can spend money. And again, that's what I mean when I say lead by example. If you were in a position where you have a sphere of influence, or a community that you influence, you're speaking. When you're in your club meeting, well, where are we going to spend money for such and such?
That's right.
Where will we entertain? We should mention black business. I think we should all say that every place we go.
Yes.
We should just say that matter-of-factly.
That's right.
Again, you said we should be proud. We are to celebrate ourselves. to celebrate who we are, our 300-year history, what we've done, what no other people have done or been asked to do, you know, and somehow we run from that. That's one thing we try to do at the museums. Again, I call my museum a celebration house, where, again, we're celebrating, calling to mind to the broader public, black and white, what this group of people have done, what we've been able to accomplish in 300 or 400 years of roadblocks, obstruction, barriers placed in our way. And I think we are an amazing people, and I think we need to say that.
You hit the nail. That's the thing, that if the broader community had a 53% unemployment rate, what would the Federal Reserve do then?
It would be, absolutely. It would be crisis proportions. We'd be screaming and hollering from the rooftops, you know. It goes to crime, goes to education, and all of these, poverty. Even when talking about schools, there's a great correlation between the achievement of a child in school and their family's household incomes.
All right. Time. Bayou Road.
Oh, Bayou Road is our new project, and it's really not so new, but, you know, it's a commercial corridor back here between Broad and Rocha Blade. Okay. Historical, in the center of a neighborhood that has had a lot of people of color back in this whole area, Upper Treme we're in. And we started investing, buying the buildings back there to make them available for small black businesses.
Wow.
And we're real proud of what we're able to do.
Is it going to be Black Wall Street?
Well, I don't know that it'll be Black Wall Street. I don't even know if we can say it for black business, but that is my mission.
Okay.
To establish a small commercial area where, again, by example, we know we can do, given the opportunity. Who is the young lady who just won the award this week and talked about giving the opportunity, we can do anything. And so that's what we're doing back there. So watch it, right next to Community Bookstore.
Yes.
She's
Vera, yes. Indeed.
Vera is, we're doing facade through the help of NORA, New Orleans Redevelopment Authority. We're redoing the facades. We're making the street look pretty. The city has come in and redone sidewalks.
Yes.
And we're really excited. So 6 months coming.
Come on. I'm excited. Over. Yes. Mm-hmm. We have to blow it up. We have to push it. I'll never forget.
Direct traffic over there. Direct people to come.
That's right.
To support the businesses over there. But we want to keep it as a, cultural district in our area, run by us, for us.
Yes.
Showcasing our heritage, our businesses.
Well, we just have a couple of minutes, but let's go. You touched upon it, but let's go back on, because the number one reason I hear it from blacks and whites alike, particularly I hate hearing it from blacks, but I hear it from blacks and whites alike, that there's something wrong with the buy black thing of supporting black. It as if it reduces us, and white. Not all whites, obviously, but some white will say that it's racist. But
exactly.
Because that's what people are thinking in their mind, that there's something wrong. But everybody else does it intuitively.
Right.
But we have to be taught to do it.
And you know what? That's just really a result of 40 or 50 years ago, because you remember when I was a child, there were black commercial districts in every city in the country. So you went, and so you had these thriving businesses, the pharmacy, the black pharmacist, the black dry cleaner, the black physicians, on and on and on. So these were substantial businesses. They supported families, they educated children, they gave back to their communities. They formed an important economic, intellectual base for our communities. With integration and the coming of our being able to go to other places, I think we deserted. We ran to the streets looking for other people to free us, and I think we're paying a big price for it. Not to say that there's anything wrong with integration, no, but I think we've forgotten the importance of having our own businesses and supporting them.
We didn't integrate. They integrated. We didn't.
You're right, absolutely.
Yeah, they came into our community.
Communities. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because we got wiped out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Took our businesses. We fled to the streets for, thinking we were being freed.
Right.
Other people swept in, took advantage of the big economic base that our communities provided.
And even more. But I sense a renewed excitement, a readiness of the people to do something. I think that they just need the push.
They need the push. They need the leadership. They need the voice. And I think we're going into an election season. And I think I think we definitely need to talk to the people who are running, to hold them accountable, to give them measures, that standards that we want to be able to measure them by, to ask them. We don't need to be afraid to ask.
There's millions of economic development dollars out and they're going to our community, and everybody's not in construction, and just that DBE construction, as if that's the only businesses, and that's not where many businesses are trying to go these days.
No. So there's so many ways. I mean, that's one way we can start right now. Election coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you your vote, but what is it you are going to do for my community?
That's right.
Even in the presidential elections, the Democrats, I think, have sold us out in many ways as well. I think they've taken our vote for granted.
Yeah, played us like a prostitute. The thing of it is, though, is that and believe me, I don't push Republic. I wouldn't even think about it.
I'm
but
not.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, we're together. But maybe we need another party. But the thing of it is, though, is that the socialistic, communistic thread in the philosophies, and I'm not tarnishing the Democratic Party, but I hear it so much. It goes against the idea of building black business wealth, thinking that the government's going to do this, the government's going to do that. Whatever the government needs to do, it needs to do it. But there's no substitute for black business wealth.
Well, no, I think the government. We need the government. We need the reparations.
Right.
The government has been part and parcel of robbing us of a lot of things.
Right.
Coming through our neighborhoods, through Treme. There's stories after stories after stories.
Right.
So yeah, the government does owe black people. They owe us a lot.
True. Go ahead.
Right.
No, I'm with you that the government does. No,
they do.
We don't want...
the government owes us a lot.
Right.
But then I think also through support of ourselves, our black businesses, and then government through the monies they spend can direct it to African American businesses. And I just don't get confused about minority businesses, female businesses, all the other ones.
Thank you.
Which we often get caught up on. We get thrown into that, broad classification. I think we should not be ashamed or to ask for the black community.
And we got to do it again, and we got to wrap it up now. Time is about to run. But Ms. McKenna, I cannot thank you enough. The words will always be ringing. We're going to load it up on YouTube. You'll be able to check it out there to listen. Continue leading, continue guiding, continue doing the things you do. We congratulate you. We thank you. We appreciate everything that you're doing. And believe me, people may not say it, but they see the things, the museums, the Bayou Road, the Black Book, the Tribune, and on and on and on. Congratulations to you. Continue to push on, and we stand right there with you.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, my God. It's big, so strong, so mighty.